Hello everyone, this is General Hand Grenade. Well, it's a big day in the world of Axis and Allies. It's the re-release of Axis and Allies Anniversary Edition. They said they were only going to release a certain amount of them, and then years later they decided to release some more. So a lot of speculation about why they wanted to do that and whatever, but I'm excited anyway because I never purchased this game. I was busy raising a family at that point in time, and I wasn't playing too much Axis and Allies once every couple of years. But now I'm right back into it, and so I'm really happy about this game being re-released, and I'm going to do an unboxing today. And so I've been looking forward to this for a while because I've never done an unboxing, and so I'm looking forward to seeing what's inside and taking a look and sharing it with you. So anyway, let's just put this thing down, and well, here, before we put it down, let's take a look at the box here. See if I can get rid of that shadow there. So from what I've seen on the internet there, it looks like the old box. I don't see anything different there. Let me just flip it over. See if there's anything different on this side. You might know if you've owned this game before, but since I never have, I don't have anything to compare it to, right? But looks pretty good. Anyway, what do you say we just tear into this baby? Got the handy dandy knife here. Be careful not to wreck anything. Yeah, apparently there's a few new sculpts, but only a couple of them. I don't think it's anything too groundbreaking or anything like that, but maybe the new means just they're using the sculpts from the G40 now instead of the old ones that they had for the original edition of this. Okay, throw that right in the garbage. I don't know if you noticed the price tag there. It was 129 bucks here. Well, I live out in the middle of nowhere almost, and so everything here costs more than most places that you see. Okay, so there it is. That's the box all opened up. So it looks like we got a bunch of punch cards here with the with all the nations on them. There's the national production chart there, and the breakthroughs. That's a nice battle board. I like that. I like that a lot more than the G40 one. I like the style. And it's nice that they thought about you only need a casualty zone if you're a defender. I don't know why you would need one if you were the attacker. I mean, by then, by the time you're taking them off, you don't need a casualty zone. You're taking them right off. I don't know what these coins are about. I'm gonna have to figure that out when I look at the rules. Anyway, that's the first page. So what else do we got here? Money. Oh, time they put some money back into the game. I don't know if you've seen Larry Harris when he was talking with Sireblood. I got that on video. Larry was talking about how he flipped right out on them and he got thrown out of a meeting because I'm assuming it's the people that own the game now. They wanted to save 16 cents, and that's why there's no Axis and Allies money in the game anymore. So he was pretty pissed off about that. Here, before we get into the rule books, here's the second punch sheet, and all it is the setup charts. Here's the United States. And of course they got the two setups, right? 1941 and 1942. And there's Germany. I don't know if these are any different. I would assume that the setup charts are the same. Just go along as slow as I can here. This is my first unboxing, so I don't know how well I'm doing or anything, but I know Big E's going to do one. I read that on forums on axisandallies.org. He's pretty good at that. I've seen his before. Oh, look, and there's some damage tokens up there in red, and there's the victory cities tokens down there. How many victory cities are there? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. I think there's 19 of them in global. Looks like all the same ones though. And I've just ordered a Victory City set on Shapeways, one E-Bards, and so I'll be able to use that on this game too, since I have them all. This is really neat. I like this, how the box is, I think that's a different picture, isn't it, than the one that was in the original? I'm not sure. Like I said, I didn't own it before. But I think that's really cool how that works out. Of course, if you have OCD, you're going to have to make sure you set it back in the right way. Okay, here's the United States. You know what? Let's go through all these pieces. Let me just grab myself a chair there so I can sit down. Make it a little easier for me. Okay, let's just move this out of the way. Let's take a look at these pieces. See if we got any new ones here. Oh, there's 2 bags of them. The Infantry are in a separate bag. There we go. So let's look at the Infantry first. I don't know. It looks like you're just your standard American infantry. I wonder though, they feel like they're a little skinnier than regular pieces, than any other Axis and Allies pieces that I've seen before. The guy is really skinny. I don't know. You probably can't tell by looking at it on your computer screen or your phone screen, but to me it looks a little thinner. Okay, what do we got here? There's a bomber. Looks the same as the bombers from the Global Edition. It's been a while since I've used one of these bombers because I've been using the ones from the America game. And the fighters are definitely the same ones. Yeah, you know what? These pieces, they feel like they're thinner than the regular ones. Even these are thinner. You know what? I'm going to go grab one and just take a look. I'll be right back. You stare at those for a second. I've got lots of spare pieces in this box here, so let's just take a look here at the Infantry. No, I guess he's what do you think? Huh. He's pretty close to the same size. And what about one of these fighters here? Yeah, you know what? That does look a little thinner. I don't know if you can tell on the camera there, but this is the new one. It looks like they're making things just a tiny little bit smaller. Like I thought it felt a little light, these pieces, and they are. They're just a little bit lighter. So they're a little skinnier than normal. Here's the tank. Yeah, the tank looks like pretty normal. Oh, what else we got here? Artillery. I don't think that there was anti-aircraft in this version. Pretty sure there wasn't. Here, let's take a look at artillery from the old one. If I could find one. Oh, there it is. So this is from Global 40, and this is from the new game. They look like the same sculpt, but they're definitely lighter. I don't mean color. They are lighter in color, but they're lighter though. They're smaller pieces, less weight to them. Interesting. Okay, so let's take a look at the carriers. So that's the new carrier. Here, let me turn this a little bit. It's getting in my way here. So that's the new carrier, and this is the old carrier. Yeah, you know, it feels lighter. It looks like it's the same size, same thickness, but this is definitely lighter plastic. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. And there's the Battleship. See if I can find myself a Battleship here. There we go. Yeah, Battleship's a little bit lighter, same size again, but it's a little bit lighter though. Looks like exactly the same sculpt as Global 40. And the cruisers. Cruiser looks the same. Let me take a look at one of my other cruisers. Let's see, that's a destroyer. I don't want to dig too far for it. But yeah, these pieces are definitely lighter plastic. And oh, this feels really light. The transport feels extremely light. There's one of the old transports from Global 40. Yeah, definitely the same size, I believe. I don't know. My eyes aren't as good as they used to be. But lighter plastic. What else we got here? Destroyer. Okay, so there's the new destroyer, and there's an old destroyer from Global 40. Yeah, it looks like the same sculpt, except lighter. Huh. Okay, what else we got here? I think that's it. Oh, there should be subs, shouldn't there? There we go. There's a sub. Yeah, the subs are really light. Huh. Real. I'm only going to compare them with the Americans. I'm not going to pull out all my units and compare all of the things. It's obvious that they're a little lighter. The subs look like they're exactly the same size. Maybe, no, probably about the same amount of detail as well. Huh. Okay, so those are the Americans. Who do we got next? Let me just put this box back in the thing. Or we'll leave it out. United Kingdom. That's who's next. Okay, put these away. And the infantry. There we go. So let's just take a look here. There we go. Okay. Yeah, it looks like the same sculpts again. Again, they feel a little bit lighter though. You can tell even more on the bigger pieces like the Battleship and the aircraft carrier. I mean, if you're used to handling Axis and Allies pieces like most of you are that are going to be watching this video, then you know what a piece weighs, and these are definitely lighter. I don't know that that's going to be better or worse or anything. Like it could be that there's nothing wrong with that. It's just something that's new and different about the game. And I don't know, maybe they were lighter in the original anniversary edition. I would doubt that, but it could be that they just come up with a lighter type of plastic. I don't know. There's the bomber. The bomber looks the same. Where we got here? That looks the same. Transport. Cruiser. Definitely the same cruiser. I always liked the UK cruisers from the Axis and Allies game. I always thought they were pretty cool. And what I liked about them was that you could tell them from a battleship really easily. Like the Italian ones are really hard to tell the difference. The only real difference, unless you get right up close and personal with it, the only real difference is the size of them. So there's your artillery piece. Looks exactly the same as the American artillery piece. It's not that gun that you get on the Global 40 game. I like that one. The artillery gun. These are really light. It's like there's nothing to them. You definitely don't want to sneeze with all these pieces on your board. They'll go flying. Because I tell you, they're significantly lighter than the old ones. I think that's it for these guys. Did I miss anything? I don't think so. Okay. So, who do we got next? Looks like the Russians are next. One thing I like about this game already, I can tell, is that it's 3-on-3. In Global 40, it's, you know, several on 3. And it almost seems unfair, although you know that it's not, but still, you know, this is nice and clean in that it's 3-on-3. 3 colors against 3 colors, right? Oh, look at that. I cut this open at the same time. So there's the Russian dudes. Again, they look the same as the regular Russian dudes. So let's just take a look at these guys. Yeah, definitely the same Russian dude as normal. I can get him up nice and close there, I think. Oh, I'm not actually looking at the screen of my camera, so forgive me if I'm not totally centered or anything. I'm more interested in looking at the pieces here. Oh, the Russian Navy, for what it's worth. Does the Russian Navy have a role in this game? They certainly don't in most of the games. There's the cruiser. It's a pretty nice cruiser too. Kind of looks like the French cruiser as well. And a bomber. I know these bombers very well because I was just working on them, putting them on my flight stands. So yeah, same bomber. And that's the same artillery piece as the other two. Exactly the same, just a different color. Tanks. Looks like a little thing from the sprue there. Yeah, nothing special about these pieces, that's for sure. There's nothing wrong with them, but there's nothing special about them. The only remarkable aspect of them is that they feel like they're half the weight as the other pieces. I'm sure they're more than half, but man, they sure feel light. Except I never feel a Russian aircraft carrier, so I couldn't tell you if that was lighter or not. I'm guessing that it is. Has anybody ever bought an aircraft carrier for the Russians before? What do we got here? Oh, there's a destroyer. With the thinner plastic though, it feels like it could be brittle. Like these little things could break off if a little easier. Like you might want to handle it a little nicer. These things here, they feel they're stiff, so they feel like they break off pretty easily. Is that everybody? I think so. Wait a minute. Didn't we get a battleship in there? No, that's a cruiser. All right. What'd you all do with my Russian battleships? Here, let me pull this over here. I can't see way over there. Oh, there he is. There we go. So that's what a Russian battleship looks like. Pretty thin profile, isn't it? Pretty cool though. Alrighty. Who's next? Germany. The Germans. Okay. Just open her up here. And open up the dudes. All right, yeah, those are definitely same. Nothing different about these dudes. Get them up nice and close there for you. Nothing different except they're lighter. All right. So there's a destroyer. Same destroyer that you know and love. And the bomber. I just put 3 bombers on flight stands this morning, and so I know that they're heavier than this. Like this actually, I don't know. Let me just try to get you a profile here. You see how thin that is? Really, really thin. Huh. Okay, what do we got here? There's the Battleship, the Bismarck. Is it just me, or are the profiles of all these ships a little thinner too? I know the width is the same, but I'm talking about the depth of them. So, cruiser. There's your cruiser. Okay, tanks. Oh, let me just throw that around for you. There's the old Panther Tank. Looks like the same as the other tanks. You just see this. Yeah, it's not very pliable. Like it seems like a harder, lighter plastic. Like you might be losing some gun barrels out of it. And the transport. You know, I was never a big fan of this transport. This was in the Global 40 as well. I kind of like the transport from the 1941 game, even though it was just a crappy little kind of a kid's game. It had some nice sculpts in it, and so what I did was I went to Historical Board Gaming and I ordered a bunch of them and replaced these out of my Global 40 game with those. I just like them a lot better. Like, for one thing, these are hard to pick up, right? You got to get your hand right underneath them and stuff. You can't just grab the top of them. So, oh, look at that. They're using the 88s for armor. This is what, this is what you're using the anti-aircraft for. At first I thought, oh, they got anti-aircraft for these guys. Then I remembered that they're using them for artillery. No, I said armor, didn't I? I meant artillery. But yeah, definitely smaller, definitely thinner. Absolutely thinner. Okay, what have we missed so far? I don't know if we grabbed a sub yet. There's a sub. Not much to see there though. Looks like a German submarine to me. Das Boot. Did we look at a fighter yet? I don't think so. Let's grab a fighter. If I could find one. There it is. Yeah, fighter's the same too. Same as Global 40. See how thin that is though? Like you can almost bend the wings, it's so thin. I don't want to try bending them because it doesn't seem that pliable, this plastic. And let me see, an aircraft carrier. We haven't looked at those yet. There it is. Yeah, it looks like the same. I was never a big fan of the aircraft carrier too. That's another piece that I took out of the 1941 game, was the German aircraft carrier. They've got a wider deck on them. I don't know about how nice the sculpt is, but it just I prefer the wider deck on them so that you can land your planes a lot easier on them. I think that's it, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, so who's next? Italy. I think Italy's supposed to have different sculpts in it than what were released to begin with. Oh, sorry about that. Did you bonk your head there? That looked like it would have hurt. Okay. There we go. Yeah, my guess is that these are just the Global 40 sculpts. But we'll find out. Okay, so the infantry looks like the same as Global 40. You notice how everybody else has their guns, they're pointed upwards, and the Italians, their guns are pointed downwards? I don't know if they were trying to tell us something with that. Okay, there's a submarine. Nothing to see there. And the gun, their artillery. That looks like the Japanese artillery from Global 40. And the tank. Yeah, that's a little different, I think. I don't know if that looks like the Global 40 or not. I've been using different tanks for Global 40, so it does look foreign to me, though. And we have a fighter. Looks exactly like the German fighter. A battleship? Or is that a cruiser? I think that's probably the cruiser. Let's see what we got here. Aircraft carrier. Aircraft carrier. It looks exactly like the German pieces, actually, except for that tank there and artillery. And the bomber. The bomber doesn't look exactly the same. Looks like you could take somebody's eye out with it. Pretty sharp at the end there. Oh yeah, look at these. That is what is that, the Danzig or something? Transport. Looks just like the German one. Yeah, there's the battleship. Again, it looks like the German battleship. The Italian Bismarck. What are we missing here? The destroyer, I guess. Again, looks exactly like the German destroyer. Is that it? I think so. Alright. Last but not least, it's the Japanese. And the dudes. The Japanese infantry have always looked a little different than the rest. Like, they were always pretty distinct. These look like the same old Japanese infantry. I guess their gun is a bit pliable though. It's bendable, not like I was worried that maybe this one, after feeling the other ones, he's definitely thinner and everything, lighter plastic, but at least his gun doesn't feel like it's gonna break off too easy. We'll see though. What we got here? Submarine. And aircraft carrier. Take a look at that. These got a nice wide deck on them, not like the German and the Italian ones. Those are tough to sit a plane on them, unless you're using some kind of magnetic carrier. And the destroyer, these so far look like the Global 40 pieces for sure. What else we got here? Yeah, cruiser looks exactly the same as Global 40, except of course lighter. And should be a battleship in here too. There it is. I'm not used to rooting around the piece trays. I've got mine all separated in one of those plastic containers. And what else do we got here? Yeah, even the artillery looks the same as Global 40. Just a little bit lighter. The tanks. Oh, fumbling around here. Let's see, we did the artillery. Oh, fighters. We haven't done the fighters and the bombers yet. Those look the same too. There's the bomber. I guess the Europe and the Pacific 40 games must have been the first one to put in the tactical bomber. I remember reading about that somewhere. I like having the 3 different planes. And I think this is the last one, the transport. Looks exactly the same. Alrighty. So what else do we got here? This feels pretty heavy. Oh yeah. Dice and chips. I don't think we need to open those, do we? I don't see anything other than dice and chips in there. Yeah. I like the containers though. They have the 3 different compartments in them. It's better than the Global 40 ones that only had 1 big compartment. And there we have, oh, there you go, there's the Chinese. The Chinese and the complexes. Let's see what we got here. Oh, the complexes and the anti-aircraft guns, yep. Looks like quite a few of them too. Yeah, so if you're having trouble finding complexes for your Global 40 game, buy one of these. Then you can use them for both games. And these are the same guns as they used to have. Everything feels a bit lighter though, even the complexes feel lighter. So let's check out the Chinese guys here. Yeah, those look a lot like the Global 40 guys too. Oh yeah. Alrighty. So let's take a map out. Hang on a second, let me get rid of some of this garbage here that I made. Just so I got room for the board. Okay. Definitely a big board. Let me take some of this stuff away too. Move the camera back. And here we go. Look at that, the board is in 3 different sections. I had thought that it was one big board, but look at that. Is that the way it originally came? That's not what I was expecting, for sure. I was expecting a folding board. Trying to make room here, guys. Sorry about that. And there we go. Okay, so let's just start over here. Try to get the shadows out of there for you. So Australia is one territory. Someone said on the forums there that these were different. These used to be Japanese roundels on here, but now you can see they're Chinese roundels. The US is 3 different territories: Central, Western, and then Eastern on the other side. Canada is just 2 territories, Western and Eastern. And take a look at Japan there, and the islands. Not having owned this game before, I don't know if all the numbers are the same. So I'll just pan around slowly so you can take a good look at it. If you know what the values were on the territories, then you'll be able to see if there's any difference. I guess one good thing about the board not folding like that is that it sits down pretty nice. You know what I mean? Like the creases don't make an odd when you unfold it. It's not odd. So I guess if you were to put little clips on it, that would hold it together pretty well. So what does Italy have there? They have 3 territories, I guess. Italy, Balkans, and Libya. 10 IPCs in total. I don't see an income tracker on here. I think that's the separate one that they have, but not on. There's not one on the board. Here is, I'll try to get closer to that, the Mobilisation Zone. The tank is the 5 IPCs. That's a little bit different. It moves 2, attack 3, defense 3. AA gun is 6 IPCs. Complex is 15. Fighter 10, bomber 12. Subs are 6, transport 7, destroyer 8, cruiser 12, aircraft carrier 14, and battleship 20. So the aircraft carrier is down $2 or 2 IPCs. Anyway, that's it. The only picture, I guess there is a couple of pictures in here. You can see here, that in behind there, and then over here, there's some planes in there. But that's it. That's Axis and Allies Anniversary Edition. And my first unboxing. If you watch the internet over the next few days, I'm sure there will be a number of them. I'm looking forward to seeing Big E's. He's pretty good at that. I've seen him unbox other games before. A little more experienced at it than I am. So I'm sure he's going to do a great job when he does his, and others as well. Can't tell you who else is going to, but because he's the only one that I've seen that is going to do it. You can see the victory cities here. I'm trying to think of which one is missing, because there's one that isn't there, I believe, unless I counted wrong. That's it. Oh no, Warsaw's there. Maybe it is the same number. Anyway, that's what it looks like from here. I hope you enjoyed this video. Now you'll know a little better whether you want to go out and spend the money for this game or not. I still have a feeling that I'm going to like Global better, but definitely this will be a nice change when I don't feel like playing a 12 to 2 day game. This one here, it should be a lot quicker, not as big a board and everything. So, I hope you enjoy this. Take care, everyone. General Hand Grenade out.